know that in the 80s, at midnight, every single channel went off the air? This is what I do, by the way, when I'm doing my makeup. It becomes like the hour of like great reflection of my childhood and my life. This is like what I think about. So I was thinking about being a kid in the 80s, and when I would be, say, up late at night and I couldn't sleep, say I was anxious, I was scared, or even I was sick. What you get to see is all of those channels go offline, and they'll start playing this montage of like the bounty of America, right? You have like the lakes and the mountains, bunnies frolicking, all set to the tune of the national anthem, and then suddenly static, nothing. And those channels will not return and come back online until 6 a.m. So when you were a kid in the 80s and you needed to be lulled back to sleep by technology, I think of Gen Z and Gen Alpha when I think about this. I think about the fact that they were born with like a tablet in their hand or their mom's Android whenever they got unruly. And there was always something there to kind of satiate, and there was always something there to distract them so that mom or dad can get whatever they needed done. We didn't have those kinds of things in the 80s to satiate us or calm us down or occupy us. So as a kid growing up in the 80s, our parents, they used fear-based parenting to get us to do what needed to be done. I think about that as an adult now, completely reliant on technology. I have my smart TV, I have my Android, and I have all of my little bits and pieces. I call them my anxiety toolkit, because I struggle really bad with anxiety. And I'll wake up in the middle of the night or way earlier in the morning than I'm supposed to. And I need to get back to sleep, but I need something to sort of be that background noise, something to quiet my brain. And I always wonder about this. I wonder how people today would cope if the kind of 80s rules applied today, but we still had all the technology we have, right? We have like the internet, we have everything that we have, but it all went offline at midnight and didn't come back until 6 a.m. How would we all cope with that? And even myself, being a child of the 80s, having lived through that, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would find ways to like become a hacker and find ways in. Once the late 80s came, one by one, like more and more of the channels just started to stay on air all night long. And once the 90s came, it was like all of the channels. And the channels that didn't, they just sort of became infomercials until about 6 a.m. And then something came on. So you always had that background noise. But I didn't have the internet in my house until I was about like 17. And if you wanted to log online when everybody was in bed, we had a dial-up modem. There was no way. You would wake up the entire house. But there's something about that noise that even to this day, when I hear that sound of the dial-up modem, that I'm hit with this like excitement and nostalgia, because it was just an exciting thing to go online. But now it's just, we're constantly online.